most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
And
Bob.
we always have your best interests in mind, by the way. So this title is, This One Simple Exercise Can Greatly Improve Your Balance. And by the way, you can do this indoors or outdoors, but we're going to show you some different ways. We're going to show you for a beginner and for someone who's maybe a little more advanced.
Right.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, if you get a chance, go to bobandbrad.com because we're always giving something away. We're currently giving away a wall anchor, which is, today yet, right? Yeah, tomorrow. It'll be over tomorrow.
Well, there's actually 3 wall anchors in the kit.
4.
4, that's right. Bonus.
So you put it on your wall, and then you can do workouts with it. You'll have to check it out. You can go to bobandbrad.com or Bob and Brad on Facebook. The contest will be pinned at the top of the page. Go to Twitter or Instagram or TikTok if you want 60 seconds of Bob and Brad a day. So our days, the typical person is spent walking straight forward in a straight line.
Hopefully.
Correct? Well, you know what I mean.
Right.
Your days are not walking side to side generally. Maybe you're in your closet.
Well,
your
6 feet
bathroom.
apart now.
Right. So anyway, you're strengthening all the muscles that move you forward. All right. You're not strengthening the muscles that move you side to side, which involve your hips and a lot your ankles.
Which those muscles, I know I'm jumping in here, but they are critical for your stability and your balance. And I remember I was doing a lot of running a few years back, and I took a class where they did all this sideways motion. And I couldn't believe how sore I got.
Yeah.
I thought I was in shape, but these new muscles were dormant.
Many times, Brad, like you said, a lot of runners out there, they think their legs are strong,
Right.
and they are in certain muscles, but a lot of the muscles are not at all. They're weaker than average even.
Right.
So I was finding out, Brad, I've hit 60 now. I'm the big 6'0".
That's amazing, Bob.
So my balance is not as good as it used to be. My wife even started saying, "What's wrong with you?"
Have you been tipping over?
No, not tipping over,
good.
and it's been getting better. But I run.
Ever since you quit drinking?
I stopped drinking. Things got better. So I started doing these, and I started doing the advanced version of this. But let's start off with the beginner version.
Sure.
So we're trying to strengthen the muscles that take you side to side like this, and ankle muscles and hip muscles. So let's start off with, let's say your balance is really not that decent. So you're going to want to get behind a chair or on a countertop, something that's going to give you support that you can rely on.
Right.
So all you're going to start off by doing is you're going to do some hip abduction. So you're going to go outside like this. This is almost too low for me. You're going to go out to the side, and you're going to bring the toes stay straight forward.
So I'll show you
there you go.
Now, you're not going to use a chair like this. You want to have something solid to grab onto.
Now, this chair, this muscle group is just the hip itself. We're not working the ankles here right now. So we're going to have to do a separate exercise for the ankles.
Usually 10 repetitions on both legs at about the cadence that we're doing right now. You don't want to flip it out fast. And like Bob said, you don't point your toe out like this. You turn it in this way.
Yep. So now let's do something for the ankle because we hadn't done anything for the ankle.
Ankle strength is important.
If you are fairly decent, you can do these without a countertop. But if you have some problems, you may have to hold on to a countertop and work your way along there.
If you happen to have a cane or you use a walker, you might
you're definitely going to hang on to. Yeah. Oh, that too. Yeah.
Sure.
But basically, I'm doing zigzags. Now you do these with shoes on too, right?
It works good with shoes on because that offers a little more resistance. Now you actually have to try this, and you will feel the little muscles in your ankles working quite dramatically, and it's great for balance. Now, if you have a hard time doing this, you can, like Bob said, put your hands on the countertop, or just grab a cane or a stick or something.
Yeah, this helps too because now I can hold on to this.
And it really helps. This is one of those things you can do with little music. I call it the ziggy ziggy. The ziggy 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 ziggy. Now, if you're advanced, you can do the ziggy ziggy with one foot.
Yeah, there you go.
And that makes the muscles work harder, and makes your balance more challenged. Again, that's
Safety first, though.
Safety
Again, you got to
first.
make sure you're going to be stable and you're going to use a countertop.
I would
or-
never have my mother do the one with
No.
1 foot. She would be at the countertop, and I would be standing right by her.
Yeah, but I'd actually have a belt on her.
Yeah.
The same with my mom. She would not be able to work with that. All right. Let's say that is going okay, the ziggy zaggies, and you want to do a little bit more. Now you can go along the countertop and actually start working along, try to go fairly fast. Picking up the speed a little
Right.
bit. So now again, I'm working hip and the ankle's working. Can you see how my ankle's working?
Yeah.
What is
You look like
this
you're
looks-
60 years old.
I know. Well, just give me a little
Liz
bit.
is
Okay?
looking. She's. I see it too, but she's
All
not
right.
gonna say anything.
All right. So then when I'm running now, then I can do like this.
That's more
this
like
looks a
it.
little bit less like 60. So when I go out for a run, I actually pick blind spots in my neighborhood where hopefully people can't see, but they're probably looking out their windows and going, what is that truck doing now?
Yeah.
So, and there's a street where I go where there's usually not people, but then all of a sudden I'll look up and there's somebody watching me.
Don't
So,
worry about it. But,
But
show
yeah,
the
I'll
exercise.
run this way and I'll go this, I'll turn around and, go like this.
Well, obviously here we don't have much room. So how
Right.
far do you do? Like 50 feet?
Yeah, I'll depending on how long I can go before someone's going to see me. So,
Self-conscious, Bob.
well, I mean, it's a little weird. I mean, but it's working. It's helping my balance.
Good.
So,
Well, then
and you want to show karaoke?
oh yeah, the karaoke. I remember this from 8th grade football, where you cross over and then you cross behind.
Yep.
Yep. Now this is pretty advanced.
Yep.
You're
This
not
is
gonna-
advanced,
this
and
is-
especially if you're going to go on a higher
yeah,
speed.
you could use a stick to do that, and this you can go a little faster, and that's when it gets kind of fun. You can do the old hip, get some music going for sure.
Well,
In
you're
your
gonna-
head.
In your head, yeah. I was going to say. Now, Brad and I were talking about, one of the best things to do to work on balance is to work on like doing a polka or doing a waltz or dancing. Because not only are you doing a lot of side to side and even backwards,
Right.
you're also have someone to hold on to you, like
So it's like a cane. It's like a portable moving
human cane.
cane that actually responds, and there's some of this going on. You get that inner. It's all good.
Interaction or
Yeah. You're really responding. You get the
Feedback.
mind and the reaction time and reflexes.
reflexes.
Yeah, it stimulates the body top to bottom, Bob.
So I was telling Brad, I knew a guy that he was well into his 70s, and you'd watch him walk down the hallway, and he was walking like a young guy,
Yeah.
and he just bounded along, and he would dance 4 times a week. I don't even know where he does it because it's hard to find places you can dance now.
Right.
But he was dancing 4 nights a week. He was doing a lot of polka and stuff like that. For those of you who don't know the polka, this is a Midwestern dance, I suppose, mostly.
Yeah, Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he looked like a young guy because he was doing a lot of dancing, and
He probably went to the Concordia.
I don't know where that is.
It's in La Crosse.
Is
Yeah,
it?
that's what they
They
still
still
have
dancing there?
Yeah.
Probably not now with COVID-19.
Well, no,
but-
because
so-
6 feet apart is not
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
work.
So
Big long sticks, you could maybe do this.
it's funny because when my kids went to a Catholic school,
Yeah,
and so like, and if the kids were dancing,
they polka.
yeah, but if the kids were dancing too close, she'd say something like, "The Spirit of the Lord has to be able to get in between you."
There you
So-
go.
So
I-
they-
I imagine you were happy about that with your 2 daughters.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
right.
That's a good stain.
That's right. Just get that little ruler and hit them on
Yeah.
the knuckles if they get too close. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, and stay safe. No falls on our watch. Okay.
That's right. Enjoy.